Your Mac computer is great at doing everyday tasks, but it can also do some really amazing things as well. So in this video, I'm going to show you 9 incredible things that you can do on your Mac. Okay, let's get into it. A new feature in macOS Sonoma is the ability to create a personal voice. This is designed for people who are losing their voice or who are at risk of losing their voice in the future. The idea is that in about 15 to 20 minutes, you can train your Mac to speak in your own voice. You would then use this as a method of typing phrases into your computer and having those phrases spoken in your voice. This can even be done during FaceTime. To do this, you'll need a Mac with Apple Silicon running the latest version of macOS. Open Settings, choose Accessibility, and in the Speech section, select Personal Voice. Tap on Create a Personal Voice. Your Mac will guide you through the process of recording 150 unique phrases. This took around 20 minutes in my experience. Once that's done, your computer will create your voice. Note that this process can take some time, and a more powerful Mac will likely complete it faster than less powerful ones. Once you've created your personal voice, you can toggle the Share Across Devices option to allow this voice to be used on all of your connected devices. You can also choose which third-party apps should be able to use your voice. While this feature is designed for people with accessibility needs, there's no reason why you couldn't try it. So if this looks interesting to you, why not give it a go? Your Mac uses machine learning or artificial intelligence to allow you to extract the subject from photos. So for example, I have a photo open in the Photos app. I can right-click on the subject of the image and choose to either copy the subject or share the subject. If I choose to copy the subject, it will be copied to the clipboard for me to paste elsewhere. If I choose to share, it will automatically open the share sheet, and I can choose how I want to share this image with another person. All you have to do is hover over one of those two options, and your Mac will highlight what it believes is the subject. Obviously, in photos where the subject is clearly defined, this will be more effective than in cluttered photos, but in my experience, it does a really good job of this. Also, let me use this as an opportunity to highlight another great feature of the Apple ecosystem, which is the Universal Clipboard. As long as your iPhone and Mac meet the continuity system requirements, which are displayed on the screen now, and you have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and handoff turned on in settings in both devices, you can copy the subject of the photo here on your Mac and paste it on any of your other connected devices. Live Captions is a powerful accessibility tool. It's currently only available in beta, only on Macs running Apple Silicon and only in the United States. However, it is worth noting that all you have to do is change your computer's region settings to America, so you can try this feature even if you're not in the US. Do note though that this will change things like the spelling of words, currency defaults, etc. To do this, open Settings, choose General, then select Language and Region. Although my region is set as the United Kingdom, I can change it to the United States by tapping on the region option. After making this change, you may need to restart your computer. Once that's done, you can access live captions by going to Settings, then Accessibility, and selecting the Live Captions option in the Hearing section. Toggle the Live Captions option to enable it. With this feature enabled, your Apple Silicon-powered Mac will provide real-time captions for all audio. For example, if you're watching a YouTube video that doesn't have built-in captions, your Mac will generate them in real time. This feature works with any audio playing on your Mac, so you could use it on podcasts, voice memos, pretty much anything. You can also use live captions during FaceTime calls. When someone FaceTime calls you, live captions will appear at the bottom of the screen, providing captions as the person speaks. You have the option to customize the font family, font size, font color, and background color of the captions. With this feature enabled, you can see that it exists in a window at the bottom of the screen. If you tap the microphone button, Live Captions will create captions for anything that it hears through the microphone. So if you are hard of hearing and you're having a conversation with somebody whilst sitting at your desk, you could enable this and ask them to speak close to your computer so that you could read the captions as they speak. In my experience, this is an impressive feature. It's been exclusive to the US and in beta for a while now. However, considering that Apple is reportedly planning to introduce more AI functionality later this year, I'd be very surprised if live captions doesn't become available in other regions by the end of 2024. On your iPhone, open Settings, then go to Phone and tap on Calls on Other Devices. Toggle this function on, and then if you own multiple Apple devices like I do, choose the ones on which you'd like to make and receive phone calls. With this function enabled, as long as you're nearby those devices, have all your devices assigned to the same iCloud account and connected to the same Wi-Fi network, you can make and receive phone calls using your phone's cellular plan from these other devices. It's a great feature, especially if you make a lot of calls during the day while you're working, because you don't have to constantly pick up and put down your phone. This video is all about the amazing things that your Mac can do, but it can only do those things if you're keeping it in great shape. And that's where the sponsor of this video comes in, Clean My Mac X. I've been using Clean My Mac X for a really long time now, and the latest version of their long-running app has everything that you need to keep your Mac running at its absolute best, and all at the touch of a single button. Because that's the beauty of this app. You install it, and you push the Smart Scan button, and that's it. Because let's face it, you shouldn't have to become a cybersecurity expert to keep your Mac running smoothly. The app handles everything, giving you cleanup options that help remove gigabytes of junk, helping you identify and remove any malware, and even making little tweaks to help speed up your Mac. It takes about 2 minutes to polish up even a dead slow Mac. Personally, I really like Space Lens, which lets me visualize exactly where the space on my Mac is being used, and I can then make educated decisions about what to keep and what to remove. And while it might not be the most exciting feature, the uninstaller tool in this app is amazing. Uninstalling apps by dragging them to the bin on the Mac often leaves files behind. This tool is quick and easy, and make sure you uninstall things properly. So with spring almost upon us, why not do some spring cleaning of your Mac with a 7-day free trial to get your Mac running like it's brand new again? Not only can you enjoy a 7-day free trial, but as a viewer of my channel, you can also enjoy 20% off with my code PROPERTECH. Your iPhone and Mac have a feature called Continuity Camera. This is where, using Wi-Fi, you can make use of the camera that's built into your iPhone or iPad in connection with your Mac. You might be wondering why you'd want to do this. Well, let's say you're sitting at your desktop computer writing an email, and in that email, you reference something that you then realize you want to be able to insert a photo of. In the email that you're writing, click on the image button in the upper right of the screen. Here you can see all connected devices that support Continuity Camera. The options are the same for all three, but you might find that certain devices are more suited to certain functions than others. Where it says iPhone 15 Pro, I'm going to choose Take Photo. My iPhone will immediately open the camera app. I can then take the photo and choose Use Photo. This is then automatically inserted into my email. You can also choose to scan a document. This again uses your camera. The only real difference here is that your computer and camera know that they're capturing a scan of an image rather than a photo, and the settings will be more appropriate for scanning a document. Adding a sketch is pretty useful, and I'll do this on my iPad because there I can use the Apple Pencil. This is great if you want to sketch out an idea. Oh, and finally, on a related note, here I've got a PDF and I want to sign it with an old-fashioned signature rather than an e-signature. I could print it out, sign it using a real pen, and then scan it back in. But using the handoff feature of your Mac and connected devices, there is a better way. With the PDF open in preview, click on the markup button. In the markup menu, you can see a squiggle icon, which represents a signature. Here, you have 3 options. You can use the trackpad on your computer to try and draw out your signature. You might have more success with this than I did, but I found this really hard to do. If your computer has a webcam, you can write your signature on a piece of paper, then hold it up to the webcam and scan it in. This actually works brilliantly well, and the nice thing about this is that pretty much everyone should be able to do this one. The third option is to use handoff. Choose a connected device. I'm going to choose my iPad because I have the Apple Pencil, but you could do this on an iPhone if you wish. Then simply write your signature and choose Done. Now your signature is created, and you can drag it straight onto the PDF. AirDrop has been around for a long time now, and you've probably used it on your iPhone. Did you know that you can also use it on your Mac? I think the most common use case for this is transferring large files that you capture on your iPhone to your Mac computer without needing a cable. For example, on my iPhone 15 Pro, I can capture footage in 4K ProRes format, and these files are huge. A 20-second file can be between 1 and 2 gigabytes in size, so you might assume that you can't transfer these using AirDrop, but you can. On your Mac, go to Settings, then General, then AirDrop and Handoff. In the AirDrop section, make sure that it's set to either contacts only or everyone. Either of these options should work if you're sharing files from one of your own devices to another. Go to the Photos app on your iPhone and locate the file that you'd like to send. Tap the Share button in the bottom left-hand corner. You'll see your devices listed alongside regular contacts, or you might have to tap the AirDrop button and choose from the list. In my experience, this process is quick and very easy, much easier than having to dig out a cable and doing it that way. Password managers aren't exactly anything new, but in my opinion, Apple does this better than anyone else. The feature is called iCloud Keychain. At its most basic level, iCloud Keychain allows you to securely store usernames and passwords for all of the websites that you visit in the cloud. You can then easily access and automatically input them when needed, whether you're trying to log into a website on your iPhone, iPad, Mac, or any other connected Apple device. To enable this feature on all of your devices, follow these steps. On your iPhone or iPad, you'd go to Settings, tap on your Apple ID, then choose iCloud. Select Password and Keychain, and turn on iCloud Keychain. If necessary, enter your Apple credentials. On your Mac, the menu options are the same, but they may appear different compared to your iPhone. You can also use iCloud Keychain to create passkeys. These are essentially login credentials for websites that utilize the biometrics of your device to confirm your identity. For example, if you log into Google on your Mac using your username and password, you can create a passkey using your MacBook's Touch ID. This passkey verifies your identity on that specific device when logging into the website. The advantage is that next time that you want to log into Google from that device, you only need to use Touch ID. Your fingerprint serves as the verification, eliminating the need for a username and password. Also, if you use Safari as your preferred browser, there's another great feature that enhances iCloud Keychain. You can share usernames, passwords, and passkeys with your family members. Let's say that there's a website or portal that all of you need to access using the same ID. Instead of insecurely texting each other the details or having to send out new credentials whenever they get changed, you can create a password group consisting of people in your contacts list. Once created, everyone in the group will automatically have access to the password or passkey when visiting that specific website or portal. If anyone updates the credentials, the changes will be automatically synchronized in real time for everyone in the group. So long as your Mac is capable of running macOS Ventura or newer, you can use your iPhone as a webcam for your Mac. Thanks to the form factor of iPhones compared with the form factor of laptop screens, your iPhone almost certainly has a better camera than the one built into your Mac. The same goes for the microphone, so why not take advantage of this when on video calls? The first thing that you're going to want to do is ensure that your iPhone is configured to do this. Your iPhone and Mac both need to be signed in using the same Apple ID with two-factor authentication enabled. You'll need to go into your iPhone and choose Settings, then General, then AirPlay and Handoff. Ensure Continuity Camera is enabled. Next, mount your iPhone. There are loads of accessories out there now that allow you to do this. I use a very inexpensive one from Belkin, which has a MagSafe connection for my iPhone and a little clip that allows me to hang it on the back of a laptop display. This means that the main camera on the rear of my iPhone is positioned pretty much exactly where the webcam would be positioned on my laptop screen anyway. With all of that done, you'd simply open a compatible app like FaceTime. Go to Video in the menu at the top of the screen and choose your camera from the drop-down list. With this done, you'll be able to take advantage of the extra features that the high-quality iPhone camera allows. For example, if you click on the green camera icon at the top of the screen, you can enable things like center stage, where your Mac will look to always keep your face in the center of the screen. You can enable and disable portrait mode, where your background is blurred. You can also enable and disable studio lighting, as well as choosing your microphone mode. Voice isolation can be genuinely useful if you're in a busy place and you think that the person at the other end may be struggling to hear you. If you travel a lot with a Mac and an iPhone, this can be a game changer for your video calls, and all you need is a cheap little phone mount like this one. I couldn't very well make a video about amazing Mac features without talking about universal control. This feature, which was introduced back in 2022, allows you to control multiple Macs and iPads with a single trackpad or mouse and keyboard combination. You can literally glide your cursor from one screen to the next as if they were connected by a cable, and you can use your keyboard on one computer to type on another. It's seriously impressive stuff, and if you've got compatible gear, you should definitely give this a try. To enable universal control, you need to ensure that the Macs and iPads that you're trying to use this with meet the requirements, which I'll put on the screen now. As long as you have compatible equipment, you're signed into the same Apple ID on both devices and using two-factor authentication, and the devices are within 10 meters of each other with Bluetooth, Wi-Fi and handoff enabled, you should be good to go. On your Mac, go to System Settings and choose Displays. Choose Advanced and ensure that all three of the toggle options are enabled here. If you want to use this with your iPad, open Settings, choose General, and ensure that cursor and keyboard is enabled, as well as handoff. With this done, you can then move your cursor to the edge of the screen of one of your devices. You'll know this is working because you'll be able to push your cursor through the edge of the display and it will appear on the connected device. So for example, I can use my Mac Studio, even with my multi-display setup, to control my iPad. Then on your Mac, go to Displays, tap the Arrange button. You can move the additional display around to exactly where you want it. Universal control is a bit of a game changer, and once you've started using it, it's something that you'll always want to use. It's especially handy if you have a laptop and an iPad and you're traveling, for example, as you can essentially create a two-display setup really easily for while you're on the move. So there you go, 9 amazing things that your Mac can do. What do you think? Anything that I should have included in this list? Drop me a comment and let me know. And as ever, if you found this video useful, do please consider leaving me a like and subscribing to my channel for more content like this in the future. See you on the next video.